New show alert, new show alert. This is LLPQ Films, modern informed takes from balanced introspection, curated, integrity, Academy Awards. Here come Matt and Louie to bring you the latest and greatest in cinema takes. Thank you for watching.
Hello, I am Matt Johnson, and this is my guest, Mr. Louie LaFleur, here with you for LLPQ Films, modern informed takes from balance, introspection, curated, integrity, Academy Awards. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having me,
joining me.
Matt. This show seems really interesting. I love the title.
Yeah, the title is a wild one. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but I got there. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed you'd get there. You're the host. You probably came up with a title.
Yeah, I came up with every word. I knew every word before the show. I definitely knew all those words.
Let me just say I'm also honored to be the first guest on this show. I'm sure you're going to have others.
Yeah, like most of the shows have gone, I have plenty of guests that are knocking my door down. They're kind of upset that you've been the host, that they've been the guest on other shows too. So hopefully, we don't get hate mail for this for me and you again. But
no, I wouldn't.
If we do, like, fuck them, I don't care.
Yeah, if you do get any hate mail, just forward that to me, and I'll take a look, and I can decide on next steps.
In case you couldn't tell from the title, we're talking movies, talking new movies out and about in the theater and other places, possibly. I've been going to the theater a lot. Louis?
Not so much me. I don't really get any of the glitz or the glamour from the silver screen. I don't think that's the best viewing choice. I don't think it's the best viewing medium. The screen is too big. I'm often having to look back and forth just to follow the basic plot or the basic motion on the screen. I think the speakers are too loud. I don't know why you'd want speakers all around you either. I think that is more confusing than anything. I don't want to be watching a movie. I think that one of the characters is behind me talking, or like if there's a car coming behind me, that really distracts from the movie. What I tend to do is I'll watch the movie here in the comfort of this room, which I often won't leave, and then I'll be able to sort of hopefully see these new movies that are up online, and if not, I'll have to find a sort of curated second direction of the film, usually someone holding a backpack that usually has a
interesting
fold, and they'll be sort of shooting their own sort of interpretation of the film from their seat inside the theater, and I usually just listen on the monitor speakers, because I honestly, that is the closer the
just
speakers
the left and right.
are,
That's all you need there.
The closer the speakers are to the monitor, to the screen that you're viewing, the more it seems like it's one piece of media. I think
that makes sense. So, like, if you're in the theater and you're hearing these noises all around you, like, you'd be like, "Who said that?" kind of thing, or
I know. I'll often look around and see, and make sure that it is a sound from the movie. But I always get to that it is a sound from the movie, even if it takes me a little bit. I just don't like being confused like that in a public place that seats aren't very comfortable, and often they squeak when you move around. I fidget a lot, so I don't want to distract from anyone else's, experience either. And I also don't care for the snacks. I also don't care for most movie snacks. I have my own snacks at home, and those have all been vetted and picked through, and those are I prefer that as a
there's no like red 40 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't want any seed oils or like red
seed oils,
food dyes or anything like that.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear your take. It's very informed, it sounds.
Yes,
to me.
It is. It truly is. I think that I am on the cusp of the future in this sort of thing. I think in 5-10 years we'll look back and we'll see that I was right.
On the train.
Speaking of that, I do want to make sure, I wanted to say this at the top of the show, just to make sure that everyone really understands that I'm not joking when I say that we need a 10-year break from movies. We need to stop the creation of new movies for 10 years. We need a great reset, a 10-year reset of films, because um, as this show is going to further prove, films are worse than they've ever been, and there is no point to them. Um, Nothing about them makes me want to continue seeing movies, and if anything, it is sort of slowly draining or eradicating any sort of good feeling or love I've had for film every time I see something that is made.
Okay, so new movies are not only are they crappy, but they're actually like having you historically looking downwards on the whole thing, like the whole
Yeah,
medium.
I'm honestly feeling tired and bored of any sort of motion at this point,
Any
just
sort of
from
motion,
seeing.
even if I was thinking, yeah, when you're getting into like that, is it that like there's not enough going on to bring you in? But maybe it's the opposite. It's like
I go to a
over
restaurant.
overstimulation.
I go to a restaurant. Server walks up and says, "What would you like for dinner?" I say, "That's derivative. Seen that before. Try again." And then hopefully
Got
they'll
it.
come back with a new way to ask me for my order, and then I can start to list off my dietary restrictions and get my meal. But I just can't not see these derivative, heartless, soulless plots. Not only in the movies, but I see them in life now.
At least part of that is that they're not catering enough to your specific needs as well. Like when you're mentioning the dietary restrictions, or is it not? Is that just a small part of it? That's not really the main
Dietary
thing. The main
restrictions
thing is
are just sort of
uniqueness.
its own thing. I just want people to know that
Mm-hmm.
I do have
Mm-hmm.
them.
Got it. Got it. Well, yeah. I mean, I think we already kind of
I
started
think
getting
the
into that with the
metaphor
snake
ended
oils.
with a derivative comment. And then
Got it.
after that, I honestly just sometimes have a hard time ordering at a restaurant.
But yes, as far as movies go, I think that the thing about that is then whenever you get these new original ideas coming through, what people think they are compared to like slop sequels and remakes and stuff like that, then it's like, wow, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Like this is the wholly original idea.
But
When
that's
really it
the
isn't.
thing. The entire field is muddied with all of this remake bullshit. That like even if you make a brand new original film, a lot of the times it's just like who can trust it? You want me? I can't go waste 2.5 hours on a film and then have it be like they ruin it. They ruin it in the last 30 minutes. I can't go deal with this stuff.
That's true. That
I,
happens often, and especially, yeah. I mean, new movies too. They it really feels like to me like movie makers and especially like big Hollywood shit. They feel like they need to go big on all these new movies. Like they're all like 2.5, 3 hours now, and it feels like it's just like, oh, people need to justify their spending in the movie theater or something. I don't really know. I don't know where. That's just my speculation.
No, I
Maybe
don't
where it's
get that
coming
at
from,
all.
but
Like, if they just
I
made
don't get
good
that at all.
movies, then 90 minutes, which is the perfect length for a film, would seem so nice.
Yeah, which it does. Like the Naked Gun last year, that was 90 minutes and it was nice and it was funny. It certainly wasn't original like you're saying, but it was funny and it was 90 minutes, so it felt very nice. Yes, so for this episode specifically, I went to the theater and watched Greenland 2.
You saw Greenland 2 in
Greenland.
theaters?
I saw Greenland 2 in the theaters. It played for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks max. But I caught it. I caught it cuz I got to watch my Gerard Butler and I love my Greenland 1. So,
So I watched Greenland 1 on Wikipedia.
okay.
And then through short YouTube shorts. And
Okay.
then
Thoughts?
it seemed really good. I think
Yeah.
it was really well paced, and I thought that the film had a
Mhm.
little bit of merit to it. Who doesn't love a disaster film? You
Of
know?
course.
Um
Now, a post-disaster film, which is what Greenland 2 is, that's a little different story.
Definitely
Right.
different. Now let me give you my mindset up on how I chose to even
Sure.
watch Greenland 2, because we didn't talk about
I'd
this
love to hear it.
beforehand. I open Plex. I click on every server on Plex that I'm a part of. I have sorted by date added. So I want to see the newest thing that someone's
Perfect.
adding to every single server. So then I see Greenland 2 pops up. I go, oh yeah, I watched couple YouTube shorts. I watched this thing on Wikipedia. Let's
Yep.
give Greenland 2 a shot. And that was really about it. I'm pretty sure I was working during the entire time I watched it. I honestly was editing, and I had it on like my
And the other videos.
smallest monitor up above me while I edited.
Now, how many monitors do you have while you're editing?
5.
5. Okay, so it was on number 5 at the top.
It was the smallest one, and I have no idea why they made this. I would love to find out.
Question.
I would love to know what they thought about Greenland 1 and thought like, hey, yeah, let's follow this up. Let's follow this up.
Yeah, because if you're not aware, like the end of Greenland 1, they end up in Greenland, where in like a safety, like what do they call those? Like a bomb shelter, like the world's biggest bomb shelter, which happens to be in Greenland, in case of basically built for like the Cold War, in case we all nuked each other. So that's what they end up, and then it's a meteor hitting movie. It's a Deep Impact sequel, in name and not in name, but in spirit. And so then, these meteors hit, whatever, yada yada yada. Then you got Greenland 2. They're in the bomb shelter.
How long are they? How long is it from impact, from when they enter the bomb shelter to when they leave?
I think it was something like 5 to 7 years max, I would say. Because I think it was literally just supposed to be the time.
Is it really only 5 to 7 years?
I think it's maybe 5 years, maybe 6 years, because Greenland 1 I think came out in 2020, and I think they were just trying to keep it like the timeline. Because the kid
in
also,
that 5 years,
Greenland
society
1,
has completely collapsed, and now there's like shanty towns in any city they go to.
The city, which barely exists, to be fair,
Well, how dare you say that about Liverpool? First of all.
What I could not. So I thought actually in the beginning of Greenland 2, I was like, oh, this is kind of sweet, because it's like Gerard going out and just like looking for stuff as if he's like on Mars.
That wasn't
with like
sweet.
his full spacesuit. Yeah, it was sweet. And he's going to like this crashed boat. I'm like, oh, this is. Then the whole thing collapses and they gotta leave, and then you got kind of a Greenland 1 situation of everybody trying to kill each other to get on board the little boats. That was
they
nice.
had
that was
a
nice
bomb shelter built for thermonuclear war. It had less than 5 years of food in it,
and it couldn't survive a few geysers, basically.
God, dude, that was the way that the plot moves along in this film. It's just because like they end the first location because they have to get to the next location. There's no
every
reason
step
for
of
any
it
of
is
this
just
shit to happen.
Everything in between is just like, okay, how are we gonna get them to the next part? Like, how should we get them to the next part? That'll be like a whole thing. It's like, now they made it to Liverpool. Okay, so now, but they do got to make it now to France. So like, how should we do that? Let's just add another little step along their little journey. You know what I mean?
And then it's like every 10 minutes they'll just shoot off. They'll shoot one of the characters.
Yeah. Well, we can't be getting attached to these new characters, especially in these new. What I couldn't believe is like, okay, we jumped forward 5+ years, whatever. People that are alive, there aren't many. You think they'd be pretty good at living in this situation, right? Like, no, certainly not. Like, you pick up this dude, you get in this car with this dude who for some reason trusts you. Then he, for some reason, like runs out to his car during a meteor shower and gets owned. Like, what happened to the other 20,000 meteor showers that happened over the last 5 years? Like, he was just he knew what to do then and he just forgot.
It's nothing of this movie makes sense. I mean, let's just jump to the French guy who trusts them automatically immediately.
Okay.
And
I'll just say there is one other thing that made me really laugh before I get into the French guy, when they were in the safety boats and then they got close to Liverpool, but they ran out of gas, and then they were like, oh, there's oars. We'll just start oaring now.
Yeah, we can.
The whole time they were like worried they're gonna run out of gas. They might be in the middle of the ocean, like who knows
a
what's going
floating submarine. But like, we can just row.
But then they just pulled out oars when they got basically to Liverpool. Like, they magically just got to Liverpool, by the way.
Yeah,
anyway,
it takes it's like just a cut, and they're at Liverpool.
It's just a cut
from Greenland, and it's because they said just head northwest.
from
northeast
Greenland
or whatever,
northwest, northeast to get to Liverpool. Right.
Sucked. Whole thing sucks.
Yeah.
Then they get to
But
this
yeah, the
French guy.
French
They find a
guy-
French guy because they have to go to the crater for some reason. One of the like scientists in the bunker is like, the crater, the meteor hits so hard. Meteor's name is Clark, by the way. The meteor hits so hard that like, if it hit hard enough, then life may have restarted there, and it's gonna be a perfect serene land, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be in France. So we
Yeah,
gotta
it's
go to
Big Bang
France.
2 in France.
They
basically.
meet some French guy. Everyone else that they've met, armed to the teeth, willing to kill anyone. Okay? This guy's like, shit. You guys look like you're having a bad time. Get in my little car. I got you.
Sweet car, by the way.
Sweet little French car. You think that maybe, I don't even know if it's French. Doesn't matter. You think that maybe, oh, he's just doing a little honeypot. He's doing a little, I'll take you to my place and then I'll rob you, kill you, whatever, sell you off maybe. Who knows? It's been 5 years.
Exactly.
Society has fallen.
Exactly.
Okay? Another Gerard Butler movie. White House has fallen.
White House down. Is that what it's
House.
called?
I think
Olympus has fallen.
Olympus has fallen.
It's a Roland Emmerich movie, and he's in it, right?
Damn, that's Roland Emmerich?
Is he in it? One of those is Roland Emmerich. Anyway. Yes,
You
of
love
course.
Roland
Everything
Emmerich.
comes
Shout
back.
out Roland
Well, this is a disaster movie. I mean, huge shout out Roland Emmerich for creating this genre. Even though they did exist before him, but they didn't really. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Same hit. I mean, you're talking about like Day After Tomorrow and Independence Day?
Of course. Yeah.
What else has he done?
2012.
Oh, he did 2012 as well, but did he do Day After Tomorrow or not?
Yes, he did do Day After Tomorrow.
He did Day After Tomorrow and 2012?
Yes, he did them both. And Moonfall, of course.
Well, yeah, but Moonfall's like gotta be in the same Independence Day universe.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Doesn't matter. Again, nothing
Doesn't matter.
matters with this. The French guy's like, all right, I got a sick wife. Come on in, I got a sick wife and a little daughter. She's about the same age as your son. Wonder if they could hit it off in the future. Anyway, my wife's dying. Can you just take my daughter immediately? Get her out of here. My wife's dying, and you take her to the crater. I don't have any idea about this crater. I know that you have to go through 2 war zones to get to the crater, but my old buddy is a general. You meet up with my general buddy. He's going to get you passage into the crater. Take my daughter into these war zones, please. I cannot have her around anymore because my wife is toast. So they're like,
that makes a lot of sense just by itself, right?
Gerard
there.
Butler's like, you know what? No, I'm not going to take your daughter into the war zones. Gerard Butler's wife walks in. She goes, no, we'll take her. That sounds great. We'll take your daughter. We're going to the war zones. We'll take her too. No sweat off my back. Gets her. They take her to the war zones. They go make it flawlessly through 2 war zones somehow. And then they meet the general. General's toast. He's been, I guess, shot or blown up or something. Anyway, the next guy in line, the new general, is like, you know what? I got a soft spot in my heart for people who show up and say that they knew the old general. I got a soft spot for that.
At first he's like, definitely not. And then like 1 minute later, he's like, actually, yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah. We'll put you on the van.
And in fact, it's pretty easy to get there, even though there's 2 wars going on. So then they get all the way over there. Somehow, Gerard Butler gets shot.
Because there's some random thieves that try to steal the van for some reason, and he gets killed over it, even though they were like 100 yards away from the meteor, and they could have just walked.
They could have just walked.
But he puts his life up for the van, which is admirable.
And then what do they find out?
Didn't know how much further it was.
In 5 years of the meteor, or Clark, I'm just going to call it Clark hitting the Earth, within 5 years, the crater has become full farmland. It's a beautiful, serene, like 1880s town. And there's there's plotted farmland.
And there's waterfalls everywhere. Beautiful waterfalls.
Everywhere. And you can just walk into it and nobody gives a shit. There's people having wars all around this thing for no reason, when they could just be, the real war should be who gets this new land.
Yeah. That's why they tried to tell us the war was too, but then when you got to the war, it felt like the war was only there because this dude wanted to shoot a nice little
in the
war
film
scene.
They
like
said that the war is for the crater.
They said it was like for they said it was for the passage into the crater, I guess. But then like yeah, but not for I mean it was certainly for the purpose of guarding the crater, but yeah, not really,
Or shit. Fucking
Because that would make it too hard. You can't have a utopia in the crater and they're fighting the war for it,
If they
Doesn't
didn't
make
film
sense.
this entire movie in 7 days, then what a sham.
It must have been 7, maybe 8.
I mean,
Yeah.
this is a 1 week. The way that the storyline moves, there's no reason to go to any of these locations. You could have green screened the entire thing, and I would at least have a little bit softer spot in my heart because you didn't waste so much money in gasoline. But it's just a fucking waste. The whole movie is a waste of time.
The locations look nice though.
No, they don't. They don't. No.
I liked the wasteland driving into the crater, and then when it gets into the crater, it just looks like like you were saying, like it just looks fully AI at that point, basically.
Fucking horseshit.
In a not good way. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, also that scene before they get to France where they have to cross over. There's all of a sudden some huge cliff that they have to like crawl across on ladders. That, by the way, immediately when they get through it, it just all crumbles and falls apart. Like who knows how long this has been there? It doesn't matter. It's gone.
We as an audience have been so poisoned
movie stuff.
that like maybe in the 90s that kind of like maybe I'm misremembering movies in the 90s, like action movies in the 90s, but like maybe something like that would have been fine, and we were less jaded as an audience then, and we knew a lot less. But you can't do this now. This is why we needed a reset.
Yeah, a reset would be huge. Like, okay, one like kind of crazy disaster thing happening that doesn't make any sense. Like, 5 years later, and like you're with this family, and one crazy thing happens to them. It's like, okay, sure, but then once it's like 5 crazy things that happen to them, and they all were things that didn't happen for some reason all this time leading up to it and stuff like that, it always just like puts a bad taste in your mouth. It's like, yeah, these people just got the shittest luck, or I got the luckiest, I guess, out of everybody, while everyone around them like turned into actual idiots whenever they got nearby. Like it just makes you feel stupid. It's like they're trying to make the audience they're thinking that the audience is stupid, you know what I mean? They'll just put up with this garbage.
It is trash. I mean, it just seems like someone mapped out on a piece of paper 2 hours, and then every 5 minutes you write down a bad thing. So a bad thing happens every 5 minutes, and then the end.
That's a disaster movie.
It's like fucking.
And then in the end, big nice thing. This is also reminding me of another little thing that they threw in there, just because, was them meeting up with their other friend in England and like London, I guess, or something.
What the hell?
They met up, like maybe they had dinner or something, said hi, and then they just left right away. And
she was like, runs a hospital for Alzheimer's patients.
For Alzheimer's people, yeah.
And that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what's going on in this movie. This movie made no sense. Like,
so, like,
yeah,
for
I mean,
5
like
years,
said,
people with Alzheimer's were in this hospital. Like, were these Alzheimer's patients were in the hospital before the meteor, obviously, or else why would they still be in the hospital?
They're
not
There's no way she rounded them up,
patients. Right? They're not sending they're not diagnosing people with Alzheimer's after this world-ending event and then sending them to this little hospital.
I certainly hope not.
Alzheimer's patients have been in this hospital for 5 years. I don't know how they get food. I don't know how they get water.
Anything. It was also interesting when they were in Liverpool and they were trying to get into that little, I don't know, like military base or something. Like, I have no idea what they were even trying to get into at all. But there's a horde of people that were just like there. It felt like it was just trying to do children of men shit, I guess. It was just like, here's all these fucking people that are like pieces of shit now, and they're like dirty and haggard. And there's like this nice base, I guess, where people are fine, possibly. We don't even know what's going on in there.
No.
Who cares, I guess. All right, well, that was Greenland 2. 5 bags of popcorn.
We're not doing 5 bags. You can't rip styles.
I know. I'm just kidding.
God. I'll do. You can't rip styles.
Wait, what are we doing?
I'll do 5 stars.
Are you telling me we're gonna make up a rating system right now? Oh, we're just gonna do 5 stars.
No, let's
do 5 stars.
I'll give this thing.
We're not gonna talk about the denominator yet.
I will say that it is. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the main reason we need a 10-year reset, One being like, I would
Okay,
allow
I
this
like that
film
scale.
to be made in the 10 years in the reset. If it gets a 1, that
Mhm.
means that I would allow it to be. It's so good that I would
Yeah.
allow it.
It's at least a
during the
watchable
reset.
movie. Yeah.
And if it's
Okay,
a
sure.
10,
So that's good.
then this is a key piece of evidence
It's the reason for the reset.
in the reset files, and we will be releasing the reset
Okay.
files. And this is a 10.
Of
Greenland
course.
2 is a 10.
Wow, a 10. I was gonna say maybe like an 8 or something.
No, the Greenland 10 is the
I was thinking of
worst
other
of
ones.
the worst thing that
It's the
can
worst,
be
the worst.
made.
Okay.
You have to
That's cool with me.
you have to think about all the money that's gone into it. And
Well,
you
I
have to
was
think about all the
yeah,
time
okay,
and
you're
effort.
right.
It is a vile, worthless piece of shit.
I was thinking of it in terms of War of the Worlds with Ice Cube, because that to me is like the barrier
Yeah, but the budget
as
was
far
so
off
low.
as it goes. Yeah, but they worked on that for years, and it was shelved and came back to it. But yeah, I'm just, of course the budget was very slow. It's a full screen movie. It's just a wild one.
I didn't watch.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
didn't watch
Greenland
that.
2. I still get. I think you didn't watch that. You need to watch that. It's insane. I'm sticking with the 8 though. I can think of a little bit worse.
Okay.
So
No, this is my baseline. This is a 10.
that's
All
the
right.
base. That's great to start out. Start out with a nice 10 right off the bat. Okay, so Greenland 2. We do got another movie for this week for you guys, which is going to be The Rip, the new Matt Fleck. Is that what they call it? Or Bendman
I don't know.
movie on Netflix. I swear I saw someone wrote Matt Fleck somewhere. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Shite.
No, I mean,
slop.
I'm just feel despair.
About everything.
These movies, man. These fucking movies.
I thought I just my first initial thought is, at least for a Netflix movie, it didn't look terrible. It looked kind of funny because it was, I don't know, it was set in Miami and clearly not shot there, and then they tried to make it look like the most humid movie of all time or something. And
Yeah.
they kept showing all these shots of like, you know, it's at night, but there's like bright floodlights, and then you got like grains of everything in the air all the time, which was interesting look for it, I would say.
I was like kind of on board with this movie at the beginning. Like I was like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe this will be at least fun. Like I see where we're going. We're gonna have a little bit of a mystery on our hands, a little bit of a whodunit, and then, God, after the first like 30 minutes, it was kind of like this could have been like a 40-minute short.
Yeah.
The complete the way that they do the second act of the movie, or the way that they do, this is a 2-hour movie, right? I think it was 2 hours.
Yeah, it was 2 hours.
I think that the way that
1
they
hour
do
50
like the middle,
most.
I'm just gonna call it the middle section of the movie. This is
Sure.
after they find the money, leading all
right.
the way up until the DEA gets there. This is like what a slog. What a series of mistakes.
It's definitely the weakest part of the movie by far.
There's like a SOS light that's going on at a house.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck's like, yeah, I better go check this out by myself.
Yeah. And Mike Rowe, Stephen Yeun is like, by yourself? It's like, yeah.
Yeah, alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check this out alone by myself. What are you gonna do? Just stay here.
Just stay here. Did you
right
like? I couldn't stop thinking about. Of course, after reading this stupid articles and Matt Damon coming out and talking to us about how he's repeating things all the time.
Yeah,
so like when they said, "Are you trying to jack the rip?" and then immediately after they said, "Are you trying to jack the rip?"
Dude, raise your hand here if you're trying to jack the rip. And jacking the rip, I mean stealing the money. And if you steal the money, that's bad. That's what I wish I would have said. I'd be on board with that.
Yeah, for sure. When speaking of that SOS signal, also when he was like staring at it, it felt like he was staring at it for 5 minutes, trying to decode if that was a real light and it's just malfunctioning or something. Well, when any person watching it is like, that's an SOS. Like,
even though it was written in the script, and even though who wrote this? They didn't write this, did they?
No, they didn't. They certainly didn't write this.
Well, I'm sure Ben Affleck was trying to like see if he could actually figure out if it was an actual SOS, but he doesn't obviously know Morse code. And I think they just sort
He
of let
figured it
that
out.
breathe. I'm sure he yelled line. I'm sure he
They're
yelled
like, let
line,
him figure it out.
line, and it's not SOS. What does
The
it mean?
dude wrote it. The director wrote it.
The director did?
Yeah, pigs. The
Pigs.
director wrote it. It's a full auteur movie. I didn't realize.
Ugh,
The Matt Fleck they produced it, of course, so
good for
they
them.
got a little say. But yeah, he wrote and directed.
I have a new scale
Sure.
for the movies.
Okay, throw it out.
This new scale is the amount of money someone would have to pay me to see it in theater. Like the first week it's open. So for Greenland 2,
Okay.
$2,000.
Whew. Steep price.
I think $2,000
Okay,
would do it.
cool.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Not knowing, like, I'm sure the audience doesn't know exactly how much money you make in a week or in a month or anything, and like how much you're getting from the Patreon and all this other stuff. So it's
They know what we're getting from the
could be a
Patreon.
lot.
They know what we're getting
I
from the
know.
Patreon.
Oh yeah, they know.
What they don't know is how much I
2000,
lose
like,
on doing this show and how much I lose on doing every other thing in my life.
I guess he just wanted to make a movie and have a bunch of plot twists, and it's gonna extend it out for 2 hours because of that. When in reality, like, you can't really call it that much of a plot twist, because if we're getting Matt Fleck in a movie, like, they're not gonna be antagonists. Let's be real. And they're also gonna be bros. They're not gonna they're doing little fights. They're gonna do little fights for fun, but for real, not about that.
Them fighting and being mad at each other, and then later in the DEA car, the armored car, being like, "You thought that was real? We were just fighting for fun. He stole your burner phone." That reveal, which like wasn't much of a reveal, I almost turned the movie off. Right then I'd be like, this type of shit has to stop.
Yeah, that's where, that's the number one thing that always pisses me off in movies, when they start doing something like that, and then they start showing you the flashbacks of like they showed him grabbing the phone from the fucking guys. Things like, oh, we can't just like imagine that because we saw the fucking fight like an hour ago or whatever.
No, in the movie 30 minutes earlier, I'll
take.
take your word for it. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't need to see it happening now. You're gonna extend the movie by making me rewatch the same shit I've already seen.
Matt Damon fakes that phone call and he's like winking at the other officers and he's like, "We're gonna steal this rip, aren't we?"
When they showed that, yeah.
You guys want to jack rip
when
together?
he was saying it, you want to jack the rip, and it was like the most obvious shit. And they showed the door staying open like 10 times. They're like, by the way, the door's open here. That she can hear everything they're saying. And then Matt Damon's like, by the way, we're gonna jack this rip. It's like, come the fuck on, like, nobody didn't know what's going on in that fucking scene.
No one can hear me right now, so I feel very confident in saying I'm gonna steal all this money, and then I'm gonna buy my own little boat. Right, guys? What are you gonna buy? Say your number one thing you're gonna buy. I'm gonna buy a pony. And the other person's like, I'm gonna get the biggest car in all the world. And then the woman who runs the house, the woman who owns the stash houses, and they're being like, oh my God, they're gonna steal us some money. They're gonna get the biggest car that's ever existed. Oh my God.
She was so, the only reason she even told on them is because she was so jealous, right?
Yeah, because she knows everyone wants that huge car. Biggest car that's ever existed.
Yeah, exactly. God, when that was happening also, and then the woman was like, wait, you knew I was gonna tell the guy, right? That's how you were like the mastermind of this whole thing. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, man, come on.
Just end it. Like, the ending of the movie was
just end it.
Somehow worse than all the twists being revealed.
The ending was kind of almost my favorite part because it was so bad. Because they were sitting there on the beach, and it was the fakest looking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was.
And then you got the little girl who's also named. Wait, what was she named? She was like named after his son or something. It was like her name. Oh no, it was named after the woman that died in the beginning.
Jackie.
She had like the same name, and they look at each other like, oh, her name's Jackie. Oh wow.
Oh,
and then they
Jackie
just show, and then the last shot is like at the fucking sunset with all the purples and pinks, and they're just sitting there like bros at the sunset at the beach. It was lovely.
We got to bring up the tattoos. They try to get through this movie without directly revealing that they're QAnon guys, because they have the "where we go one we go all" tattoos, and they have them on both hands. And then they try to make up some fake term for them, I'm sure you'll show
Yeah,
the Where We Go One, We Go All tattoos that they have.
Of course.
And I want to know, where does that come in? Like, what is the metaphor here? Like, what is the money metaphor for? Like, is that Pizzagate? Is that is that the same thing as that furniture company they said Wayfair was hiding children inside, shipping children somehow? I want to know. I'd like to know, when is JFK Jr. coming back? That's what I want to know. And what does that, and what in this film represents that? Matt, you take those, answer those, please.
Yes. Yeah, of course I'll answer those. I think it would also be incorrect to say that the Epstein files had nothing to do with this movie.
Exactly.
As we know, which we're not going to get into here because we value our lives. But yes, I think you're asking all the right questions. It's all about asking the questions. It's not up to us to provide the answers. You guys can figure it out for yourselves.
I thought you were going to answer it.
Yeah. Of course I would answer, but that would be too easy.
Okay.
So
a little homework for the audience. I like that.
A little homework. You gotta get them involved somehow. It's gotta be an interactive show.
Yeah, so comment underneath this video exactly what in the film, what references were they, what specifically was the relation and the metaphors towards the things that I already listed, which was, you know, all those things.
Okay. I was thinking about, okay, I wasn't listening to anything you said, but then I was I'm gonna pull a Michael, and I was thinking about my own rating system.
Okay.
Since I'm watching all these in the theater, one thing about me is that even though I go to the theater all the time, I'm extremely antisocial. And I go with Megan, my girlfriend, who's more antisocial than me, and then we'll sit at the front of the theater away from everybody because people are annoying. And I was thinking I could turn that into a rating system by saying, okay, what's the maximum amount of people in the theater where I would still go and watch this movie?
Okay.
If it's like a full theater and there's only 2 seats for me and Megan, would I be watching The Rip?
Obviously not.
I don't think so. Maybe like a half full theater then. So we're talking like a 300. Let's do a 300 seats. 300 seats is like a pretty big theater, like your largest one at your typical AMC, I'd say, unless you're talking about like an IMAX. So yeah, I mean Greenland 2, we're talking about, you know, there's got to be 20 people or less in the theater, and I'll be watching that.
Perfect.
20 people or less. Sit far away, probably not hearing them crunching.
How many people were in the theater when you just went and saw it?
Oh, there was at least, I would say there was at least 50. Well, so I go on the Discount Tuesdays, and that's by far the busiest day at this movie theater of every Tuesday. And people were watching. People love Jerry B. You might not know, but he's got a big fan base. People come out in droves to watch the new Jerry B.
Gerard Butler does have a big fan base, I will say. They're usually 60 to 75-year-old women, but I will admit that he does have a big fan base.
And Snyderheads.
And the Snyderheads don't count.
Oh, they're
sick people. They're sick.
Oh yeah, I agree.
They have a condition.
But yeah, I think for The Rip though, I would bump it up. I'd bump it up to like 70 people.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Are we talking? Okay, and then
like
this is also
a big theater.
Yeah, it's a big theater. That's enough space that I'm not gonna have to be too close to some other people. I can just be like kind of chilling on my own and watching the movie, feeling okay. If I have to if I gotta go to a movie and I'm sitting arm to arm with someone and they're eating some nasty, smelly food, then
what's the nasty, smelly food in a theater?
Oh, a hot dog with a shitload of mustard on it. Number one, or a bunch of jalapenos. Nice. Well, I love a jalapeno, but I can't be smelling a mustard and a jalapenos while I'm watching the movie. You don't have this issue. If I go to the movie and people are eating nasty smelling foods, I can't. I'm like out of the movie.
I think that most people in our audience are going to tell you that hot dog is a good smell, though.
Oh my god, the hot dog.
They are. You know that our audience. You know our audience.
Oh yes, of course. This is the hot dog loving audience. But mustard, I can't do with the mustard. I don't like mustard anyway. But it's got a strong ass smell.
Website's gonna kick that shit out of you.
Okay. Yeah, right. Okay. In Chicago, what, they eat pickles and tomatoes? Like, what the fuck? Their hot dogs are fucked.
Website is gonna mess you up, dude. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for having me for a guest, Matt. Very good new show idea.
Thank you. Yes.
Good on you.
Yes, you're welcome back anytime. Thank you. Yes, I love this new format. It's going well.
All right.
So, bye-bye. We're doing a salute.
Yeah, I salute it.